So you have a very boring spreadsheet like this one where you have to update day in, day out, every day. And then you're just sick of it, you want to have a big change to it, you want to have a dark mode. So the first thing that you need to do is you need to go in the ribbon. You need to make sure that you have the developer tab on top here. If you don't, you just click on the ribbon somewhere here, customize the ribbon, and once you're here, you click in the developer mode here. So developer, after you go under the developer tab, you make sure that you have design mode on, and then you insert ActiveX control, the toggle button here. And then you draw a button here. So once you've created the button, the first thing that you can do is to rename it. So you go into edit, and then you call it, for instance, dark mode on off. And then what you need to do, you need to right click on it and go under property, and you have a linked cell here. So linked cell, just type A1 for instance, so it will be the top left cell here. And you'll see what it does. When I remove design mode, you click on it, and then it gives you true and false in that field here. So you go back into design mode, you put this here, this way you hide it, and then you give this field the size that you want. So now that we have created this toggle, we need to do some formatting, and it's very simple. So we go under the home, conditional formatting, and we create a new rule, and we use a formula to determine which cells to format. So the formula will be very simple. It will be A1, you select A1 is equal to true. So when this is true, when the dark mode is true, then we want to apply the dark mode formatting. And what do we want? So this is where you decide what you can have. I want the field to be deep blue, and I want the font to go white. Deep blue, and the font to go white. And I press OK. And what you need to do is to make sure that this is applies to, so this is where you need to select more or less everything. So you can either press on this triangle here, and that would apply to the whole spreadsheet, or you can just select the part of the screen that you want it to be applied to. So let me illustrate that. I'm not gonna take the whole spreadsheet. I'm just gonna take the first part here. And after I press apply here. So that's it, it's more or less done. So I will go through some fine tuning if you like, but I need to make sure that I remove the design mode on. So that's it. You have it. So you can move that somewhere else. You can do a few improvements. You might not like the headings there. You think it's a bit too confusing. So this is what you can do now. You can repeat the process with just changing the formatting for this. So for instance, you just select the heading here, you go under conditional formatting, you create a new rule, same principle, the A1 here is true, and then you change your format here. You said, I want something a bit lighter here for this, and I want a dark font. So that will be the changes that I would make from this. So now what you need to do, you need to make sure that you go back under manage rules. You need to make sure that, select one of the fields that has been impacted. Select one of the fields of the heading. You go to conditional formatting, you go to manage rules, and what you do here, you put stop if true for this heading. Yeah, I don't want to go through all the other dark mode formatting. And the only formatting I want to do is for the heading. So I just stop it. Otherwise, it's gonna be overwritten by this one here. So now let's check if it works. It works. So another thing that you can do is, if you want something to not change, if you have a logo or something like this, a logo color or something that you want to keep consistent, what you can do is you create a text box. Create a text box, you put it there, say, you fill it with one of your favorite colors, and then you say, for instance, this is a risk register for your project, A, B, C, say, and then you center all this, you increase the font, you center this. So this is just to read in bold. This is just to illustrate that as it is a text box, it will not be impacted by the conditional formatting that you have created. So if I press here, that will stay all the time.